The purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to use animations or transition in Google Slides and also make your presentation a little bit more dynamic and giving it some creativity. I've got an example here of a slide. I've already gotten all the pictures that I'm going to use in the slides. I'm going to show you how to use transitions so that you can have all of the different pictures appear in a specific sequence. So the first thing I need to do after I have all of my images is click on transition. So right now there's no transition. If I wanted to animate or transition something, I just click on the picture. So I can click that, and now this picture is going to fade in on a click. If I want to change how it is, I can click this drop down. I can have it do all kinds of different types of transitions here. I would encourage you within your presentation to choose one, maybe two types of transitions so that the transitions do not distract from your presentation. I like the fade in transition, so that's what I'm going to use. It's on click. You can even change the speed at which you want that to appear. So if I want to keep this transition going with all of my pictures, I can simply click this. And I'll just click every picture in the order that I would like them to come into my presentation. So now if I want to see what this is going to look like, I'll simply click play. Notice the slide is black. My first picture comes in on the click. My next picture comes in on the click. And so on and so forth. Now if I wanted to remove these, all I would have to do is click on here and then click the X. I'm just going to get rid of these one by one so that I can use this for my next example. Now, in class, I showed you an example that had all of these pictures, but it was a little more dynamic. I want the picture that I'm going to be talking about at that moment in time to be front and center from all of the other pictures. I'll show you how I do that. Again, I start with my slide that has all of the pictures. So we're going to work backwards. The easiest way to do this is to click on the slide over here in the left margin. I'm going to click on Edit, and then I'm going to duplicate this slide. So I can click Duplicate, or I can use the hotkeys on my keyboard of Control+D. So now what I'm going to do is I'm working backwards. I'm going to click on slide 1. The last image that I wanted was the image of this homeless shelter. So I'm going to make this my largest image and put it in front of everything, and then I'll center that image so that when I'm talking about this, it's front and center. So I'm going to do this once again. I'm going to Control D to duplicate the slide, but since I'm working backwards, I'm simply going to delete this slide or this image. So now the next image that I wanted to talk about were the condominiums or apartments. Again, I'm making this front and center, and then I'm going to just simply center this image. There we go. So again, I'm going to Control D or duplicate that slide, delete this picture. Now, within my example, I also did a couple other things to make this a little more dynamic. I'm going to X out of the animations. I made these images, after I had talked about them, a little less bright. So what I'm going to do is click Image Options, and then I went to Brightness, and notice I'm going down to about 60% so that it's really out of focus. Now I'll do this for all of them. Now if you want to do this, I would encourage you to start with the first slide that you have when you have all of your pictures there. Alright, I'm not going to use this suburban photo here because that's what I'm going to be talking about right now. So I'm going to simply make that photo large. Now It's not in the front, so I'm going to make it into the front. And I'm just going to hit Shift, Control, and the arrow up to do that. I also could have done that by right-clicking and going to Order, Bring to Front, which it already is, but so we don't have to do that. All right, so again, I'm just going to, well, I better center this picture, right? We want to make it look nice. I'm going to duplicate this slide. Again, I'll delete that picture. The next image I want to talk about is the village here. So I'm going to reset the brightness. So I just click Reset Adjustment after I highlighted that image. And I'm going to make this big. And again, I want to put this to the front. So I'm going to right click, go to Order, and put Bring to Front. Now you would continue to do this until you have only one picture left. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you.